Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Holy cow, Bitcoin. What are we doing here? Figure it out, buddy. What we're going to do here is obviously talk a little bit about this dip that we saw here yesterday. That was one hell of a dip. It was like 15% from top to bottom in a fairly short amount of time, right? Like somewhere under about 4 hours, we saw this happen. And again, most of it was miners selling right at the top at 69,000 and effectively just destroying the market with a lot of people. Thankfully, we didn't take a single stop loss because we have trailing stop losses in place after having hit take profit targets. So good to go. I think there was only one person that might have not listened and effectively had that happen. So that does occur, right? So you just got to learn from your mistakes. If you took some liquidation, some losses yesterday, maybe you just got to tighten things up a little bit. Again, we're not here to talk about that, but generally speaking, it's best practice to do that, and that's what we do in our community. So if you are new to the channel, welcome aboard. Hope you can learn something today. We're going to talk a little bit about liquidation here, but then just quickly to note here as well for our premium group, took some nice profit here from a Chainlink short, previous short, and then of course SEI short we took here recently. Tried to take a Gala short as well, unfortunately, but that trade was canceled just because it moved so quickly we couldn't get in on time. But that also happens too. So let's look at liquidation levels here and kind of see what's going on. Double check a few key factors. So we swept pretty low, of course. Loving that we got some limit orders filled at the low 60,000. I think I even got like a 58.5 limit order filled, so it was really nice. But generally speaking here, we can see 60,000 is that area of heavy concentration of liquidation. Keep in mind, this is the Binance exchange. This is the last 7 days of liquidation, effectively showing us that 60,000 is still holding like a champ. We can also see, of course, up here about 70,000 some shorts that are in profit there. Congrats again if you shorted the top. Moved too quickly for me to be able to get in, but I do wish in hindsight to have taken that entry. It would have been nice. But once more, if we're looking at the 4 hour time frame, actually let's start with the daily and we'll work our way down. So I need to note a few things here because if you look at previous closures here, again, we're going to have to go back a little ways. In fact, this is the weekly. I just want to specify something here. 66,000 was a key level resistance, basically the highest point in which the weekly candlestick could not close for Bitcoin. So I think this week here, closing over 66,000 is going to be huge if we can do that. We're not there yet, but that's why this line here is on the charts, because you can see a pretty definitive 66K resistance there for the weekly candlestick close. Yes, the price wicked up to 69K, but generally speaking, I prefer to use daily candlestick closures as key level supports versus the other way around. So just to clarify, that's why 66,000 is an absolute beast and likely going to be able to hold as a support level if all goes well. Again, if we can maintain that level 66K or longer over the week, the weekly candle, 7 days worth of it, I think we're going to be able to see the price continue much further up. So this could be one correction of many, or this could be the first correction and only correction for the price to continue up. I can say that the price did recover significantly better than I expected in a 24-hour period. Wicking all the way down to 57.5 and being back up to 66, that shows a lot of strength, and folks were buying like crazy at 60,000. ETFs changing the game, folks. Trust me on this. I still think it's less likely to see, I think it's unlikely to see the 40K range, honestly. But I think even 50s, which we might have gotten our highest point, or lowest rather, because that was our highest point before, right? Remember 57,500 being a key level for us before we broke out? Anyways, okay, let's look at some of the TA and kind of go from here. Sorry, I get a little chatty here for the moment. So if you're looking at the charts and we're looking at the moving averages, we can see we're above all of them, right? So the daily time frame is going to always give us that reassurance that we're still bullish, even if things don't look so great. You can, of course, see stochastic swinging down. This is letting us know we could have potential further downside. But look at that pivot, that perfect bounce off of 70 in the RSI. I've talked about this before, too. In bullish trends, 70 in the RSI is king, okay? So if we're above it, we're going to want to stay and maintain above it, right? So if we drop below, it doesn't mean the sky is going to fall. It just implies that we're kind of losing this initial uptrend, so to speak, and we could see further downside. But I think that's a very, very helpful and important situation here for us, because it's extremely beneficial to be above key level supports, and that's one of those. Taking a look at here, even though we had a bit of a mess yesterday with the 4 hour time frame dropping below some moving averages, we never truly officially closed below those yet. Okay, excuse me, sorry. Still getting over a little bit of cold. My voice is a bit more raspy than I like. So what we're talking about here on the 4 hour though is that being above these moving averages is important. So it's normal for the prices to close below and to stay below. But if you stay below for a long time, then that's a different story, right? In this example here, we can see the price wicked all the way down, recovered above the 50-day SMA, and then retested the 20-day SMA and came back up, now back down to retest as a low. So what I'm getting at here is this is a very positive sign here. It shows a lot of strength in letting us know that we're on the right side of the tracks for the moment. Can this change in a heartbeat? Of course it can. Yes, we got to recognize that. But a lot of reasons here why we're still in good shape. So we're back up over 50 in the RSI. Stochastic RSI swinging up. Money flow index, while it's still coming down, is still fairly high. Okay? So those are all positive contributing factors. We can also see MACD's trying to converge. Hasn't yet officially, but it does look like it wants to. All right, and those are usually very good signs here. Now, once more, have we fully converged yet? No. I think if we can close the next couple of days, or more important on the 4-hour time frame, probably close where we're at or higher within the next 2 or 3 candles, we should be able to see that converge. But in all likelihood, if we break 69,000, I think we're not gonna look back. Okay? And that's a possibility, a distinct possibility, just based on the way that things have moved and how swift we saw this recovery. This is a very, very fast recovery. It's not like a knee-jerk reaction. This doesn't feel like a dead cat bounce at all. This feels like a significant bounce, and it's good recovery. Because again, you look at this here, more right at 66,200. We had a previous high for the 4-hour time frame before the price dipped. Look at this. We've closed above that level in the last 4-hour candle at 67.5 as a close approximate. So once more, that's a very good sign. That kind of nullifies the potential of a dead cat bounce, because we were able to establish a higher high. Well, it's not like awesome and phenomenal. There's still a lot of other contributing factors here. So again, Bitcoin exuding a lot more strength than you'd expect. This level at 66,000 is holding so far so good. We're over 0.618 fib level at 64,600, close approximate. And that is essentially a key level too. So maintaining above that, in my opinion, is extremely important. Golden pocket effectively just in that range. Anything over 0.618, in my opinion, is a win. So that's a really good sign there. And if we take a look here at Ichimoku Cloud, this is an interesting little situation. We're within the cloud, but the conversion line is technically, see here, it's above the baseline, yes? And then of course, lagging span is not free and clear. So the truth here is this is not like a perfect situation. This isn't like, things are looking awesome and we're just going to take off from here. But we are above / within the cloud, so it does imply you don't want to take a position until it kind of establishes itself. So for lack of better terms, we'll be naturally above the cloud if the price just goes sideways for 12 more hours. Okay, so I'd say by the end of today's trading day, if we're maintaining 66,000 or higher, that would be more of a bullish continuation type of sign. Okay, because again, this pullback was a lot more aggressive than it should have been, but the recovery was also more aggressive than you expect. And you put that all together and combine that with a 4-hour and a daily, convergence type of positive market in the overall sense here, there's really no reason to kind of bet against it. I know it seems crazy because it seems like an ideal scenario to want to short, but we don't have a lot of bearish divergences here. I mean, you could probably find them if you look at smaller time frames, of course. That's really how it goes. But from a swing trader's perspective, this coin looks like it wants to continue higher, but we need some confirmations, right? We need a closure above 64.6 at the very least, right? Just say round number 65K. Furthermore, I think 66K would give us much more continuation potential. So 65 to 66K to me is a solid area of closure. That would give me some confidence knowing that the price action is likely to continue up. This could be a total fake out and I could be way off, but generally speaking, when these things happen and you have a lot of positive contributing factors still present, I think that we're still in pretty good shape here personally. Again, there's no guarantees, folks, so just make sure if you are in a trade, always use a stop loss. Stop loss should be well before the liquidation level. And then furthermore, too, average into your position or average out of it. That's the key to being a good trader, really. Again, I emphasize this a lot. It may seem redundant, but if you're not taking profits, you're not actually trading. You're literally gambling. And again, it's a different story with spot, right? I've been adding to my spot bag every single dip, okay? Ever since the 20,000 range. So me personally, I feel comfortable doing that. I love these things when they happen. However, I'm not just getting crazy and callous with those trades. That's a spot bag. It's something totally different. Okay, I'm not using ultimate leverage and trying to show how amazing I am at flexing my muscles with a 75x leverage return. We do have, unfortunately, a community member or two that does that. I would recommend you be a little more careful. Why don't you do us a favor? Share with us how many times it took you to get into that trade. So I guarantee at 75x to 100x, you're probably getting destroyed time and time again, and you're showing how great you are when you're really not. Okay. Again, consistency is key, folks. If you want to survive the market, low leverage, low position sizing really is the best method. it's worked for me for years, and I can tell you it's very positive. So anyways, enough about that. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something today. Also note too, Bitunix, phenomenal exchange. Make sure you use the link down below to register. We have a trading competition starting this time today, if I'm not mistaken, and it's going to be an awesome thing. So check them out. They are very, very good exchange, especially now after all these upgrades. Really, really cool stuff. Thanks so much for watching. We'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thanks again for your time. Take care.